Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Michelle Plans Travel. As you can see, we're in a different space again, and that's because today I'm actually going to do a bit of a process video where I go through the process of me packing for a week away. So in 6 days' time, I am leaving for a family vacation to PEI, and we are driving there. So there's going to be limited room in the SUVs that we've rented. So we are all endeavoring to pack in carry-on size cases, which is good practice for me as I'm trying to switch to being a carry-on woman moving forward in all of my travels. It's just easier for getting on and off the plane, getting out of the airport when you get there. Also, I'm aware that my bedspread looks like one of those blankets you get when you go to move from U-Haul, but I turned it around. This is the back side of my quilt because the front side is very pretty and patterned, but also very distracting from what I'm going to be putting on the bed. So for filming purposes, this is the bedspread. We're really fortunate because we have rented, well, my parents have rented a large farmhouse that also has another house on the property. There's 13 of us going. And so thank you, Mom and Dad. But the facilities, there are laundry facilities on site. So I feel a little bit more at ease, sort of packing lighter. I have a hard time with overpacking. So I have tried to cut down on packing in the past and sort of been like, oh, I don't really need that, or, oh, you know, da 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 da. And then I have been kicking myself through some of my past vacations because I haven't had a certain piece or I haven't felt good in something that I took with me. And so I don't want that to happen next week. Even though there is laundry facilities, if I don't take what I feel most comfortable in, that could just make me feel uncomfortable for part of the trip. So I've decided to kind of follow a little bit along the lines of those packing capsules. I'm sure you've seen them over on the other app with the red circle and the letter in the middle. I'm not sure if we're supposed to reference other apps on here or not. I see other people doing cryptic things, so I thought I'd follow along. Anyway, I've decided to kind of follow that route, except they often will talk about just doing like neutrals with neutrals. Like everything is a neutral so you can mix and match and this and that. Though I'm generally dressed in neutrals for my videos, I'm not really a neutral person. So I've decided to go with neutral bottoms and then take tops that will basically go with any of those bottoms that I'm taking. So let's begin. Okay, so I'm going to start with what I'm going to be packing in. We purchased these from a large online retailer last year before we went on our family trip over to London and Paris. We liked these because they expand, which I'll show you in a minute, from I believe 40 liters to 50 liters. And they are a backpack. So you've got padded straps on the back and a padded section on the back. I like the fact that it has this little extra sort of not easily accessible pocket there on the back with a zip. A couple other things I like about this. So you've got a couple pockets in the front, which are really handy. So we've got a front pocket. We've got another pocket here where you can put a lot of stuff, a lot of storage in there. It then opens up. You have inside pockets for things like socks and underwear. You have an outside access to, basically I use this as a shoe bag. Sometimes I'll put dirty laundry in there. And then you've got a large inside space with straps. I mentioned before that this actually does get bigger. So it has the zippers that you just simply unzip. Looks like a bit of a mess right now. Everything falling open. But you basically unzip that and it grows. Also, the back portion I really like, you can put a laptop in there. Now, I don't normally travel with a laptop, but I will be this week because I need to take my work laptop with me to do a couple things for clients when I'm away. I've decided to take 3 pairs of shorts and 2 pairs of pants. Jeans are pretty obvious, I think. And then I'm also going with a pair of capris neutral color, which I think will go with mostly all of the tops. Then I'm going to take 4 tops with me in varying colors, and they should go with all of the different bottoms that I have. Guess in that last portion, I should have said that they were short sleeve tops. I'm also going to be taking a couple of long sleeve tops with me because we are in PEI. Will probably get a little chillier at night, especially out by the campfire, and we are close to the ocean. Now, in addition to those items, I am going to take a couple of dresses with me as we will be going into Charlottetown for some shopping and out for dinner. I debated a little bit about what to take to wear with the dresses. Should I take a jean jacket or should I take a cardigan? I opted for a simple black cardigan because I can also pair it with my t-shirts and shorts or t-shirts and jeans. Since it's a beach vacation, I've got to take swimsuits. I've opted for a 2-piece and a 1-piece, and of course, a cover-up. Love this cover-up. I scored this, I think at Value Village in probably St. Catharines a long time ago. It is cotton and it is French Connection, and I just love the pattern on it. It also has pockets, so you can't really see them. But yeah, this is like a score from a thrift store, and it's just one of those items that I love, and I take it on vacation over and over again. Finally, I need to take something to sleep in, so I'm going to take my tried and true, we'll call it a nightie, and just a pair of pajama pants and a pajama t-shirt. For shoes, I am taking a pair of flip-flops, and I'm taking a pair of white runners. Well, they're supposed to be white. I think I better clean them before we leave. First, I choose what outfit I'm going to be wearing the day of travel, so I don't need to pack that. I'm going to start with the bag actually unzipped, so it's at its fullest capacity. And then if I have the ability to make it smaller once everything is in, I can just press down on it and zip around it. Now, sometimes I roll and sometimes I lay flat. And I think for this trip, I'm going to go ahead and lay these flat. When packing, I usually start with my bulkiest pieces. Then we have the next bulkiest items. Then I'll pop in the shorts and the tops. Next, it's dresses and the cardigan. Then it's cover-up, bathing suits, and pajamas. Then I'm going to put my shoes in the shoe holder to make sure they still fit. I won't bore you with the hat and the underpants and socks situation. They're all going to go in these outside pockets. What I like to see is that I actually do still have room in here for my toiletries. So I should be able to put my toiletry bag up top and close everything and zip it up. I am fully aware that my clothes were not folded straight when I put them in the bag. Don't worry, I actually have to unpack all of that, wash all of my clothing, and repack the bag properly before I go on vacation. So don't let it bother you. I will be making sure that they are folded properly and actually laying flat. Funnily enough, I debate all the time whether I should roll or lay flat, as I mentioned earlier. Most of the time I do roll, as I find that it keeps the wrinkles out a little bit more and you can fit more in the bag. However, I thought that I would experiment this time and just see how it is with them laid flat. As well, I didn't have as many clothes to fit in the bag for this trip. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Michelle Plans Travel. I would love to hear your packing tips and tricks and how you go about choosing outfits for your trips. I have another trip coming up later this year. We're going to Lisbon for 6 days. So that will be interesting to kind of go through what I'm going to be picking out because it'll be a whole different kind of trip. So love to hear your tips and tricks. Love to hear your ideas. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do like and subscribe to my channel and follow along as we go on this journey together.